Good evening, ladies, gents. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. March 26th, 15 minutes towards the end of the US cash close. Piotr here, this is Forex Global YouTube channel, and let's have a look where we are towards the end of the session when it comes to the indices, and we are going to discuss pound yen and oil. What I'm looking for there, right? But first thing first, let's have a look where we are when it comes to the Nasdaq. A huge rally, and now the things are getting very, very interesting because if you remember, the red lines represent the monthly chart, right? So we are trying to get back above very important one line, right? And as you can see, yesterday we've seen the huge rejection when it comes to that particular line over here and close below that red line, right? But guys, what we have to remember, that market is driven not by coronavirus news right here, right now, but by the end of the quarter, end of the month, end of the week flow. So it might be completely different. Well, I'm already trapped a bit because, as you know, we were talking about this for quite some time. I'm building the long dollar position. Of course, you can monitor. The link is in the description. What I'm doing live. I've been trading today indices a bit. And now towards the end of the session, also buying, building the short position. Well, that's another very important monthly line. But what I would like to see by today, tomorrow. Today, I would like to see close below yesterday high, right? And we are working on this right here, right now, right? And by the end of the month, I would like to see close below that red line, right? 7,667 based on my chart, right? So that would be, that I would feel comfortable. Now, why I'm renewing a bit the short positions. Guys, we have to imagine ourselves and, well, you know, we got some kind of the confirmation from Australia and UK, both from scientists and politicians. Especially in Australia, it was quite loudly today about that the social distance, the coronavirus, all this stuff, the lockdown should take place for 6 months, not 2 weeks, because we are going to extend this forever, right? So that's what I've been talking about, well, 2 weeks ago. It's not a joke, it's a serious stuff. After 6 months or after 1 year, it's not gonna be the case that the coronavirus is gone. We will have to live with that coronavirus. Hopefully, we are going to have the vaccine, the good one, and it's gonna look a little bit different than what we have currently right here, right now. Because the outbreak in US, the things going on in Italy and Spain, they are horrible, guys. The things are horrible, right? Now think about the services, right? Even after 6 months, even after 9 months, let's say the lockdown is taken out, are you going to visit the restaurant full of the people? You think the restaurants are gonna be full of the people? It's gonna to take the time before we get back to the normal life. Now, of course, with this type of the approach, there might be the solution trying to short particular shares, but overall I'm negative when it comes to the indices, especially with the latest trend in US. All right, so that's about the indices. Now, also, I'm negative when it comes to pound yen, and I'm negative when it comes to the oil. When it comes to the pound yen, let me show you where we are from the daily chart perspective. There was a stop hunt. There was some kind of the stop hunt to the downside, right? Lately, right? So I think that at least these levels, that's the first target. These levels are gonna be, that's what we are going to retest, right? Now, what I like higher, I like those upper shadows over here. All right. If you remember, we were talking about the pound today because of the Bank of England, right? I've been trading from the intraday perspective shorts. Also, I'm building the short pound as well as euro dollar. Now, I like this 135.50 because of what we have over there, right? But also I like levels a little bit lower, close to 134.50. So when it comes to the pound yen, I'm looking to sell the rallies towards 34.50, 35.50. Now that's the daily chart, right? Let's have a look what we have from the smaller time frame. Let's switch to the hourly, and let's try to find some very nice, interesting things. Before I will go further, let me make it that way. That's gonna be better. All right. So, looks, guys, we have very nice moves going on, and when it comes to the equal moves, this 35.50 really looks attractive, especially when we are going to take into the consideration the liquidity pool above 34.50. So the whole zone 34.50, 35.50, that's the levels where I'm going to look to try to short the pound versus yen, right? With the first target closer towards 128, 127.50. That's how I see the things related to the pound yen. Now we also got two oil related news this afternoon, and we've seen oil going lower, right? Trying to recover. This is the 15-minute chart right here, right now. Oil is trying to recover, but let's switch to hourly chart. Well, looks like we might try to move down under own weight, and I'm going to explain. I'm going to make a separate educational video about that as well, what I mean by that. Anyway, I like what is going on lately on oil, right? If you are going to make the measure, fib measure like this, and then another fib measure like this, right? That's the first thing first. Then you may want to look for that consolidation, right? And there is a break through that consolidation. Now, two news we got this afternoon, as I mentioned. US is not interested right here, right now, to add into the strategic reserves or rebuy to the strategic reserves. So that's one of the reasons. The second reason, the study from the EEA showing that if the 3 billion people is going to be locked down, there is a possibility of the lower demand for the oil by 20 million barrels per day, if I'm not mistaken. Because I've seen this article earlier today, and I'm repeating, not having handy this article. So that's quite interesting. Anyway, if that's the case, I can imagine myself quick drop on the oil. So what I'm going to look for? I'm going to look for to sell the rallies, if we are going to see overnight rallies or maybe end of the week rally towards 24.45, 24.50, right? I will try to go with that flow. And then if we are going to go higher, so I would like to see stop count above this consolidation, meaning that we might see even double that consolidation, meaning that we might retest 26, 15, 27. And in that case, from here, I'm gonna be ready to add. My first target is around 16, 12, and 9. I know it sounds like a joke, but when I've been talking in December that my target for oil is 32.27, some people were knocking the heads, saying, Piotr, are you kidding me? Well, the situation has changed. The demand for oil is, based on the study, is getting lower. So in relation to the upcoming news, so we have to be careful. We have to listen to the upcoming news, because once we are going to get the series of the lower new coronavirus cases, and I wish we are going to get this start tomorrow, right? I want to be even stopped with some of my shorts, all right? But I want to get those things settled down and, to see the outbreak coming to the end. Of course, it's not gonna be that easy, but still, it's better to see it's happening rather sooner than later. So that's how I see the things. As you can see, I'm quite negative. I'm quite bearish towards the end of the session. I'm quite bearish towards the end of the month. Looks like market is totally opposite to my way of thinking right here, right now, as we are, fighting with the second monthly line, right? So it's full manipulation towards the end of the quarter. So be careful, smaller exposure, guys, here. Anyway, it was my pleasure to make the update for you. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the evening. All right. Don't be trapped, guys, and see you around. Thank you very much. Take care and goodbye.